Hello, welcome to another Getting Projects Done with me, Chris. We are the Brush Chris. The Name Butcher Chris. Hey, you, get off my lawn, Chris. Oh, phone's already starting. Getting projects done. We're getting projects done. Today, we're continuing on with the Barbarian, as you can see there. We're going to continue on since episode 5. This is episode 6. And the work continues. I haven't been in a big rush because I'm not sure exactly when we're supposed to. I think it's like this month we're supposed to get together and start our little one-off campaigns for D&D. So, I'm going to be a barbarian, getting them ready. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I only have the sword blade to do and the handle of his little knife on his back, on his bum. And then I wanted to touch up the face and do his eyes and stuff like that. And so, yeah, we're going to do that today. I think we should be able to finish him off today, other than working on his base. Now, I was thinking of, doing that, but I think I might just go for a kind of normal kind of base. I might even go with a pre-made base and just slap him onto that. And so, yeah, you know what? I'm thinking that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put him onto a pre-made base. I have some bases from Gamer's Grass. They're pre-made bases. I'm probably just going to snip the little tab, because he's old school, right? He's an old school miniature, and that's what I've been clamping onto here is this old tab. Because basically, all the bases were slotted bases, right? So the sculpts would just have that little tab, and you slop it on, and away you go. And yeah, I'm probably going to just cut those off, probably drill a pin into his foot, and then pin him to a pre-made base. But that is the plan today. We're just going to kind of get right into it, I guess, today. Right? Enough gum flapping. Let's get to work. So, in the previous episodes, I was talking about... Yeah, so here's where we stand with him, right? Episode 5, we finished off that kind of non-metallic metal looking business on his sword and his belt buckle and everything. And so, really, it's just a sword blade. And again, like, I'm not going for super high standards here or anything like that. I'm just, just painting him up for fun. So yeah, we're going to do his sword blade and his handle of his sword. Those are going to get done in a metal. And yeah, we're pretty much going to be done with it. It's kind of fun. And we'll work on his face. Yeah, we'll work on that pretty face of his. I don't know how pretty you would call that. I still kind of want to touch up the hair. I don't know with what, though. I kind of want to throw in some other highlights into his hair. I almost want to throw in a bit of a yellowy brown. Almost like blonde highlights on him. I don't know. Would that be too much? I don't know. Blonde highlights? Just, like a little streak here and there kind of thing, right? Anyway, let's get started. So I was talking about doing his sword. Now, of course, the fun part about doing this guy is that we've been doing him kind of in a monochromatic type of scheme. Now, of course, the monochromatic color that we chose was a brown, because he's mostly in browns, right? And even the golds are kind of, pushed towards yellow, but still stay within the realm of brown. And, the flesh pushes a bit more to the reddier side. The hair is more, in between browns, and we go light and dark between the browns. And so the sword, I talked about doing the sword in a non-metallic metal and doing it in a brown. Why not, right? So, yeah. What colors are we going to use for this? Well, we're going to push the browns closer towards blue. And that should be fairly interesting. That should give us an interesting kind of look. It's already white. So all we got to do is just start building in the shadows and the tones. I'm thinking realistically, just kind of push the tones towards... I think I might just start off with a browny blue color. I'm just going to add blue to it, and I'm just going to push towards, a brown blue. So I'm thinking I'm going to start off with Do we start off with a bone? Should we start off with a bone? I'm thinking more of like, interesting. I'm pondering how I want to go about this. Well, definitely we're going to use, let's use, we'll grab Talisar blue and Leviathan blue. Those are going to be the two colors we'll probably use. These are the contrast colors. We're going to use these to basically deepen the brown tones. But the brown I want to start with, I'm not 100% sure what brown. Because I was thinking like Nazdrag, but I don't want anything that has too much yellows in it, because the blue will shift towards greens. So I don't really want to start off with something that has too much yellow in it. So what do? I'm thinking while I shake this. I don't know. Snakebite? Snakebite's got is a pretty good mid-tone. Where's Snakebite? Nope, that's Skeleton. That's Dark Oath. Flesh. Gore. Gore Grunta? Gore Grunta's got quite a bit of red in it. Snakebite, there it is. Yeah, we'll grab the Snakebite, and we'll grab probably the... We could even start off with the Cygor Brown. You know what? Or maybe, not Cygor, but maybe Wildwood. And Wildwood. Nope, that's not the right color. Nope. Yeah, Wildwood. Maybe even Wildwood. Right? Because maybe I'll thin this color out. Now, see, even thinned out, this one has shifts quite a bit towards the yellow. So, yeah, we'll give it a try. I don't want to push the highlights too far, and so basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a fast kind of non-metallic metal look on the blades. I'm going to do each side, each facet. So basically we are going to be painting, I'm going to be painting this effect 4 times on the blade. I'm going to try and be careful. Like I've mentioned before, I'm not painting this to a super high standard. This is not going into any kind of competition or anything like that. And I want the browns to be there, but I also want the deeper tones. So I want to, and I'm thinking that maybe like a kind of a strong gradient. I don't know. So many different directions you can go with like this non-metallic metal, especially with where you push the shadows and the highlights, and how you build the effect. The one thing I do want to kind of maybe, I don't know, because I was thinking of maybe maintaining a horizon line through it. Like basically the highlights will run this way, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll just build up gradients inside. So I'll build one, say like kind of in this area on this side of the blade, and then on this side of the blade I'll build it towards the handle and towards the tip. That way you have that kind of separation in there. And then I'll just come in with maybe a bit of white or something and just kind of edge that and pick up the the bright points kind of thing. But either way, let's get to work. So yeah, we're going to start off with just Snakebite leather, and we're just going to start building up a slight transition. I'm going to grab contrast medium. Contrast medium? Yeah, we'll use a little bit of contrast medium. Just to help. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to start feathering out this first initial transition on the blade. So we'll grab a little bit of medium, slap it onto my palette. Just not much. That's not good English, is it? Grab a little bit of the snaky bitey. Actually, let's use this brush here. Soak up a nice amount here. It's probably still pretty strong. Yeah, it's still pretty strong. I don't really want... I'm adding just a bit of water to it right now. That's a little bit more what I'm looking for here. And so as I mentioned, let's just start laying in some color. glazing these kinds of things, you always want to push the color towards where you want the color to deepen. So that's what I'm doing here. Just kind of like that. And if necessary, I can always come back in with some white and push that a little bit better. Yeah, so I'm going to build up deeper color through the center here, and on this side of the facet, or this side of the sword, I'm going to build it down there and up there. So let's grab a little bit more color and do the other side of the sword. Just like this. We're just going to push it, yeah, right here. And push that color all the way up. Now there's a little too much there, so I'm going to quickly try and feather this off. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So, kind of like that. See how the little transition occurs now? And that's all we're doing. That's all we're going to do is we're going to just build this color up. It's probably going to be 1.5 billion layers. And that's it. And so when you have the color really thinned out like this, you can just quickly come in and then just pull that gradient off. This one's kind of a trickier angle. Oh well. I want to push that color down there. Feather this off. Just like that. I don't want that much color sitting on the end there though. So I'm going to draw some of that out. Just like that. Surgical like. And so you can already see now, we've already started to create the impression of, you know, the non-metallic metalness. Metalness? Now, the sword has broad facets on it, and I'm just going to push that color pretty hard on this edges because we are going to put a fairly abrupt highlight on that. Actually, you know what? I'll do something kind of fun. I'll push the shadows downwards this way. You probably can hear my son swearing at the TV. As you'd imagine, he's playing Call of Duty, screaming at the TV. So, yeah. So that's a start, right? And we'll do the same thing on the other side of the blade once we kind of work up where we're going. Again, I'm kind of making this up as I go. I'm not really following a particular kind of recipe or anything like that. Just grab a little bit more thinned out snack bite. And we're just going to, again, glaze another transition in there. So again, like I said, we're just going to build we're going to build the color up centrally here. So we're just going to slowly work that like so. And let that move. Tip of the sword, we're going to come around here. And the nice thing about these contrast paints is that you can slowly build these colors up like this, just through transitions. A little too much color there, but I'll live. The other part about doing these kind of glazes like this is that you don't really want to come back at it until, you know, the previous glazes have had time to dry. So, yeah. It's interesting. Really thinned out the snakebite leather. It looks pretty darn cool. Yeah, see, like down here on this side, there's some of the previous color as on the blade. And so it's kind of creating this muddled look down here. I'm not crazy about that. But we can always come in and thin out, you know, white or whatever, and, you know, glaze up a couple little transitions in there. I mean, we are going to hit the edge of the blade with whites. So, you know, to really kind of push that contrast. But yeah, this is the process when you are glazing these kinds of transitions. It's just slowly building those layers up. And that's all it is. That's all it is. this side of the blade, we'll build those transitions upwards. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Oh, see, yeah. See, I'm hitting this side of the blade now, too. We'll fix that later. Again, once we start really pushing the contrasts here, like we're just starting building up transitions here, so, you know, don't freak out just yet. It's not time to panic yet. Now is not the time to panic. That comes later. Gotta move that transition, feather that out. Just like that. Just like that. Feather, feather, feather. Feather, feather, feather. Yeah. Just like that. I've got like a decent transition going here, but not so much here. I think I got to push it a little further down, I think. I think so. So let's grab a little bit more color. And continue on. Just like so. Just like so. It's a little too much color there, but oh well. Wait for that to dry. Yeah, see, we got some color on this side of the blade. You can see it on the tip there. So we'll fix that later when we get over there. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I kind of want to build just a little bit more transition there. Let's give that a shot. Yeah, because I want more color building right here. I want this, yeah, down here like so. It's a little heavy, but I'll manage. Something like that. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to feel it. I mean, once we start throwing the blues in, it should start to, you know, move along pretty nicely here. And again, we're building this all with contrast, right? And, you know, the one danger you do have to watch out for, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera here, is because I see how I'm getting a little tide marks there just because I have that with the thinning medium. And I was adding so much water to it, and I think it's probably over diluted, so you're going to get those kind of tide marks if you don't feather it out. You can see on the upper portion of the blade right about there. You see this little tide mark there. But that's okay, because I think once we start pushing the contrast further, it'll, you know, hide that error. Oh, doggy barking. All right, so let's start a new little mixture here. Let's grab some contrast, medium. Slap that onto our palette. Right about there, should be good. Yeah. I grabbed 2 little dollops of it, so that should be good. Now we're gonna try and stay within. With just the medium and try not to, you know, over dilute the mixture. So I'm just going to grab a nice heavy amount of snakebite leather, just like a drop of it, like so. And then I'm going to use, I'm going to go with Talisar blue. The blue should be fine for pushing the snakebite leather back a bit, because the blue should neutralize the oranger elements in the brown. So that's the theory we're operating with here, is, you know, so the blue is going to neutralize some of those harder elements in there. Actually, I don't know if I should go 1-to-1. It should be more like 2 brown to 1 blue, but I'm kind of going with a 1-to-1 here. It pushed it pretty far. it's giving me almost blue or green notes. I'm seeing a hint of green. I think that's because the snakebite leather has so much of a yellow in it. Yeah, I'm seeing hints of green. It's an interesting color. You know what? I'm going to try a little bit here. I'm just going to grab just the dampness on my brush. Just thin the color out just a little bit more. Because again, like I said, I don't want the color too thin. Or maybe I should put a layer of the medium down. You know what? I'm going to try it on right on this edge of the blade here. Let's see what I get. Yeah, I can see very strong green notes in it. It's not really what I was after. But I'm not too worried about it. It's interesting. I'm thinking maybe start glazing. No, because if I throw blue on, it's gonna... Interesting. It's a little too much water. Yeah. Okay. So let's try it on this facet here. You know, the green is actually not too upsetting. I'm not like, oh my god, it's green. It is a green cast, but I'm not, you know, not horrified by it. I didn't grab that fast enough. You know, if I even blend it in a bit more and create a subtle thing going on here. Just tint that surface like that a bit. That actually looks kind of cool. Considering that we're staying kind of monochromatic with our color scheme here. I'm going to continue working with this color. I'm not horrified by it. So I'm going to build this up here. Yeah. See, there's so much water in it now. Push that out. Yeah. So you kind of push that tint. I don't hate it. The green is actually kind of growing on me. Because as you build it, it gets darker and doesn't look quite as green. When you first lay it down, it looks fairly green. But yeah, it's interesting. Again, like I said, we're experimenting here. We're playing with our colors. Something I always often recommend everybody do every once in a while is just play with your color. I just want that to build up a bit more there. Quickly feather that out. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Again, we're just playing with the color. Like, see at a distance here, as I pull it away from the camera. See, the green doesn't look too striking. We still have those browns in there. But we do want to push the contrast, so we're going to have to push it darker. So I think I might come in with some wildwood with maybe a couple layers of the wildwood, just to keep pushing that darker. Because we want to push towards a black, but I don't feel like using a black to do this. And the whole reason of adding the blue to the brown was to neutralize a lot of the orange. But this snakebite leather has quite a bit of yellow in it, and so the blue is playing with that yellow aspect of the color, and it is giving me something else. Pushing more to green. I was expecting a bit of green, but I wasn't expecting this much green being kind of visible to it. But I'm not hating it. I'm not in love with it, but I'm not hating it. I'm just doing these facets here. You can probably see on this edge here, there's quite a bit of green showing up. But it's interesting. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my position here. I want to push more color towards the cutting edge here. I like that. It's kind of giving me this mystical sword vibe. Kind of like that. Just something different, you know? Yeah. I'm having fun. And that's the whole point of this, right? Is just to have fun. Oh, shit, almost hit my blade. Yeah. I want to push that just a little further like that. I want to thin the color down. I want to bring it right across there and push that green tone. Just grabbing a little bit more water. I'm just going to put a glaze right across this entire surface right here. And just push that green. Just like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this looking fun? I think it's looking fun. I mean, we're just starting out. I mean, I'm what? I've been painting this face of the blade for what, 20 minutes now? Damn. See, and again, I've mentioned it many, many times before. Painting, you know, it's just spending a lot of time on little areas and just pushing the color and just, you know. All right, we're grabbing some very strong pigment here this time because I'm going to do these facets on the sword here. I'm just going to push to make these quite strong. Just like that. Just like that. That's all we're doing. Might be asking, why is he whispering? I don't know. But that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. We're having fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. Because this is fun. Painting can be fun. Believe it or not. I know some of you are going, not. But it is. Yeah, I want to push this right along this edge here. I want to push deeper color. Create this tight gradient here. That's a little too much, but oh well. Just want to build this shadow right up. I don't want to grab just a little water here. The color. And I'm going to push a glaze right along here. Just like that. Just change the value just a little bit. Oh, no, I messed that up. Too much water. So we're going to wipe it away. And I have to come in and see I pulled away the color right there. Create a little bald spot. We're going to have to come in once that's dry, fix that. So we'll just grab a little bit of the color. Just push that color right in there. Yeah. Once that dries, we'll do another layer. I'm not hating it. It's a little bit more green than I was expecting. Because, again, like I wanted this to stay mostly monochromatic, right? So I might have to come in with a deeper brown and just kind of push that green tone back further down. Yeah. Definitely what we're going to have to do. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use medium this time. I'm just going to grab a dollop of medium, grab just a tiny bit of the color, and I'm just going to... Oh, excuse me. Just push a bit of this glaze around. Yeah, something like that right there. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. Just want to push some more of this color here. In fact, we'll do it on this facet of the blade too. Yeah. Do it here. Do it there. Yeah, see now this green is kind of really taken over. Gotta be careful. It's kind of fun though. The green almost gives it like the impression that we're looking at him in the wild and he's like in a forested area. Because actual non-metallic metal, right? I mean, like going for that mirror type effect, you would have the environmental colors reflecting off that blade, right? It's kind of fun. It's just not what I planned, but it's just kind of what's happening. Let's grab a little bit more color, mix into the rest of that medium. This is a really, really dilute mixture with the medium. This is really, oh, I gotta wait. It's still wet. You can see right there on the blade. Almost. Almost there. A little bit of spot there. The hilarious part I just realized is that I should have been doing the other side of the blade as well as I was doing this. Because am I going to get my color ratios right again? But anyway. Yeah. I threw a little too much color there. That's alright though. Because I'm creating this horizon line on the blade. Let's go a little bit of color there, a little bit of color there. Just do a little bit of the edge like that. Yeah. Like that. So you can kind of see what we're going for there, right? Too much there. Yeah, I'm going to come in now, I think, with some darker brown. Just try and knock a little bit of that really heavy green cast coming off. But we're having fun. Captain Spasmo, the nipples are back. The nipples are back. Yes. Oh, I got the chat turned off here. There we go. The nipples are back. Now, once that is dry, we're going to come in. I think, yeah, we're going to go with wildwood. Just because it's not so, you know, whatever. It's a nice deep dark. And we're just going to push. We're going to try and stay within the realm of where we've created that deeper green. But you can already see like how that deeper green, it's already casting really, really dark. And it's really just the mid-tones where we're starting to see a lot of that green. But to my eye, when I'm looking at it, like there's a fair amount of green coming back at me. And I don't really want that. I want it more brown. I want it more neutral. We could have just stayed within the realm of browns and just did it as a brown blade, but I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to push it more towards the blue. Because I used the snakebite leather, you know, it didn't quite agree with where I wanted to go with it. I wonder if I should just add this to the mixture. Let's add it to the mixture. Let's have some fun. Let's just add this right to the mixture. I'll throw that right in there. Yeah. Probably need some more medium, but let's see here. Yeah, it still stays very brown, but it's got that slightly off kilter tone to it. Yeah. I am okay with that color. It's still very brown, but it actually looks a little bit off from brown. Let's grab some more medium here. Yeah, it almost, the color, like as I'm looking at it kind of thinned out, it almost looks like almost like Skaven Blight Dinge from Citadel. It's kind of like a browny gray color. It's actually kind of interesting. I say that a lot about colors. It's interesting, but it's interesting. So let's grab a little bit here. And let's start pushing in some deeper tones. I'll start on the facet or the edge of the blade. And so the whole point of this tone is to knock back some of that green. That's all we're really kind of after at the moment, is just knocking some of that color back. So I'm going to start right in here. Yeah. You can kind of see how that's working now. In fact, let's start a little further with this one here. Yeah. I am very okay with this. We may have to come in, because I'm really deepening up this side of the blade here, but we may have to come in with some darker tones, or lighter tones, I should mean. But yeah, when you're glazing too, try not to overwork the color. You can see how it's getting really dark now. To my eye, a lot of that green is lost now. We're getting there. Kind of see them. On the camera, it doesn't really look very strong green, but it is. It's there. But that's fine. I haven't thinned this out with water at all. I'm using just medium, and I'm just pushing the color with just that. So let's go like something like this right here, right around here. Yeah. You know what? I like that. I'm going to have to feather this out a little bit. Just a bit. Just like that. Yeah. You can see now the blade doesn't look quite as crazy green anymore. Yeah, that's not bad. And we're pushing to a really dark tone. Like, to my eye, that blade is quite dark, which is pretty fun. Let's do this side of the blade here. pushing a lot of that darker tone away. Now I kind of want to put a streak right here, right there. It's along that spine. Or what's that middle part of the blade? The fuller? Is that the proper anatomy term? The fuller? Oh, shit. I don't know if it shows up for you guys very well, but that's knocked out a lot of that green cast. There's still a little hint of it, which I'm fine with. That's okay, because we wanted the blade to still stay within the realm of brown. And so, yeah, I am mostly fine with that. Sorry, I'm looking at it on the camera here, just how it looks on, like how everybody else is seeing it. The fun part about working with contrast is that you can push a whole bunch of these colors together, you know, and it doesn't really build up a heavy layer of paint. See, there's this one little fun area right here where this brown is really pushed, kind of going from the yellow and then pushes to a brown, then gets dark. I almost wish I had more of that going on up here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but what I'm looking at is pretty darn cool. That would have been when I had the snakebite leather. But that is that blade. Are we done? I don't think so. I think we should just go some pure wildwood. Or maybe another layer of this mixture here. You know, let's do another layer. Just a quick little layer. Just to really kind of push the tone just way back. Just like over here. Just kind of going for this center point here. That's all we're looking for. Just right there. Yeah. Let's come down here. See how it almost, like on the camera, when I'm looking at it, it almost looks like it's black, but to my eye, it's very, very, very dark. But on the camera, it almost looks black, and it's not black. We didn't use any black here. Let's grab a little bit more. I'm not using any water to thin this color down at the moment. I'm just using just what's sitting there on the palette. I'm just trying to adjust my brush angle here so I can try and maintain this kind of horizon line thing going on. Head. No. There we go. Just push that color down. Push it down. You know, I am okay with this. I realize this is far more work than was necessary, but yeah, you know what? I'm going to come in with some pure wildwood. That tone on top, though, like to my eye looking at it, it is not so crazy green anymore. And then once we come in with some white and everything like that, it probably will bring some of that green cast out of it again. So we're just going to grab a little bit of the wildwood. Actually, I don't think we'll actually dilute this either. I think we'll use it pure straight. Uncut, as it were. We're going to use it uncut. If we're using it uncut, we probably could have just, use it as is. I'm just going to open up the bottle. Just use it straight from the bottle. It's quite a bit, but should be okay. We're just trying to be very precise. We're just looking to create just that deeper tone right by this edge here. Just like so. And then just a little bit down here. A little bit on that tip. A little bit on that tip. Yeah. Again, you guys probably can't really see how dark that is. On camera, it looks really, really dark, but to my eye, a lot of the green has been pushed out, which is good. So that's what I was after. And I'm just using pure wildwood just to create the final little bits of deeper color. Just like so. Yeah. On camera, it looks super contrasty, but I'm sure it's not that. It's not that crazy. Okay. Now, let's head over to the other side of the sword and do that all over again. Like I said, I probably should have did it like that before. Fire Drake 18, what's up, peoples? I thought I'd stop in for a moment. Well, welcome, Fire Drake. Yeah. +2 on the background, I guess. Here, yeah, let's see how you can kind of see how the sword is looking. Gives it a bit more of a mystical look now, doesn't it? I may come in and glaze some lighter highlights on it. I don't know. It all depends on how I feel. If I feel like doing that. But I'm kind of digging the green tone. So we're going to do that with his little belted sword handle, his knife. We're going to do that on his handle. And then we'll do it again on this sword face. But yeah. And I mean, and then we're also going to finish off with some, just some edging as well. The other side of the sword, I'm actually kind of tempted to do kind of that very abrupt highlighting, almost like almost like a cel shaded approach, where you have the really abrupt shadows and highlights. I was considering going that route too, but I would have, it would have felt kind of out of place on the model, especially, you know, because we're kind of going for this bit of a realistic type of vibe. Those nipples could use some shade. I'm not shading the nipples. I'm done with the nipples. I'm not deepening up the color. I'm not creating any areolas or anything like that. I'm not doing anything like that. So don't ask. We're not getting weird. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of snakebite leather. And we're going to do exactly what we did before. Grab a little bit of snakebite leather. Grab some medium. Kind of a 1-to-1 mix ratio. And then lay in those first initial kinds of glazes. Nice heavy amount here. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Perfect. That should be good. George, how do have the camera faces your painting is mounted? What? How do you have the camera that faces your painting is mounted? Are you drunk? George, are you drunk again? Go home, George, you're drunk. So we're going to throw this shadow on the handle, really fast. Now the handle of the sword, I'm not that concerned about. I'm not going to stress too heavily, like what's going on. In fact, I might just kind of hide it and then just give it a quick little highlight later. I don't know. I think I just want to go for that kind of similar kind of tone I've got on the blade, that kind of blue-green going on. I think I'll just stick with that. But yeah, otherwise I'm not too concerned about, So, how we did that with a central kind of shadowy point, we might do a similar thing there. Maybe I'll do it further up the blade. Yeah, let's do it further up the blade. So let's go, let me make sure I'm in frame here. Yeah, let's go like this. And just push that color all the way up. And I completely messed that up. No, I didn't. I'm just kidding. Oh, you know what? Let's feather it off really fast because we're just looking just to tint this portion anyway. I didn't grab it fast enough. Shit. God damn it. Alright. Yeah, I didn't grab it fast enough. So, definitely we're going to come back in and have that glazed in like that. Of course, when you're glazing, make sure your previous layer is dry before laying the color down again. You know what? Yeah, we'll start up here, and we'll use this lower portion as our brighter point. So we'll build the color this way. Push the color that. Yeah. And then we'll push this down and be darker down here. Kind of like so. Try not to hit your cross guard. Like that. I do want to try and keep that horizon line vibe going on too, though. I pushed that the wrong way. Should have been like that. So, yeah. Oh, frick. Made another spot on it. Son of a bitch. Feather that off. Alright, let's do the other side of the blade. So, oftentimes when you're doing like non-metallic metal, if you're doing one side of the blade a deeper color, the other side of the blade that's opposite should be a little bit lighter. Or even completely light. So if I've got it building up the darker color up here, obviously I'm going to build it lighter down here. So I'm going to build a deeper color point in the middle of the blade, kind of like this side of the blade, but the opposite, right? So that's what we're going for. This time I am going to thin it down with just a bit of water. Yeah, that should be good. And we're just going to push that color. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, keep it kind of central. It's a little thin, but it's okay. We can work with it. This side of the blade, yeah, it's kind of muddled. I muddled it up a bit. Oh, that's right, because I had the color kind of hit this side, so it's kind of messy on this side of the blade. I wonder if I should fix that now. Yeah, I probably should, because we want that brighter. So, oh, I got ceramite right here. Fire Drake 18. Oh, Grim. Hello, all. Hello, Grim. Fire Drake 18, sup? Grim, nothing much. George. How do you have your camera that is facing what you are working on mounted? How do you have your camera that is facing what you're working on mounted? How do I have it mounted? Well, with the mount, you can see the camera right there. Camera's right here. See? Boop, 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 boop. Right there. How do I have it mounted? I have it mounted on a Manfrotto magic arm. If you must know. Oh. That's what it is. I'm actually probably going to pick up another magic arm because they're really fantastic. But that's what I'm using. If you have to know, you just have to. We're just going to send this down just a bit with water. And we're just going to pick this out on the blade. Yeah. So we're just, all I'm doing right now is I'm just cleaning up what I previously had messed up earlier. Where, yeah, right up along that leading edge of the blade here. Sometimes this little vise is kind of tricky to use. There we go. Yeah, we're just going to clean that facet right up. Just like that. Oh. Yeah, that's alright. Actually, you know what? Since I already have it pretty thinned out, do a quick little there. Yeah. You obviously don't want to overwork the paint. But yeah. Let's build a little bright point in here. Yeah. Built a little too much deeper color in that central point there. Just like that. Just kind of clean that shit up. Yeah, that's mostly okay. Because once we start building the colors on there, it'll be fine. Let's grab a bit more white. Because now I'm just going to cover over what I previously messed up earlier on that edge, which is right around here. And right there. Making that edge nice and strong. Just like that. There. Pretty as a picture. Let's do this side too. Because there's a little point in the middle here is bugging me. See, I really didn't want to get to this phase of the sword, just kind of, correcting up some of the little boo-boos from earlier, but I'm doing it now, so. Oh shit, I gotta do it at the base too, so we gotta do that too now. God damn it. So basically we're gonna do this right. See if I can stay in frame. Yeah, right here. We're gonna build the color up brighter in this area. Try not to hit the other points. Yeah. Just like that. Just brighten that back up. Any other areas? Yeah. Yeah. So, there we go. I think next I will use a bit of pure snakebite leather, maybe. Fire Drake 18. OSL from the sword to the guy would be tight. OSL from the sword to the guy would be tight? Yeah, I'm not doing that. I mean, like the sword is glowing, then that would negate the entire point of the reflectivity that was imitated here for the sword. So, no. Now, if I wanted to make the sword look like it's this shiny, I could add like bright highlights on that portion of his head, and you know what I mean, where it looked like the imagined light would be bouncing off the sword. Could do that, but I'm not going that in depth on this guy. I mean, that's not the point. Trying to get this guy done for an upcoming game. I'm gonna be playing with this guy, so yeah. We're gonna go with pure snakebite leather. Are we? Yeah. I couldn't remember what the hell I'm doing. So let's grab a little bit of that. bit of snaky bitey. And oh wait, I didn't build this point up. Yeah, I can't quite use this then. Shit. Ah, screw it. I'll use it on this side of the blade. How is my horizon? Kind of like that. And this side of the sword should be more like this. Yeah. It's a little deep, but oh well. Yeah, it's a little too deep. That's okay. You know what? Maybe we'll build the shadow up to that point. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. No, I gotta still thin the snake bite leather out. So grab a little bit of the snake bite leather. Can't get enough of them sugar crisps. A little bit of medium. Old man Logan, Chris, my friend. You got a comb. Looking sharp. Almost 4K worthy. A little bit of medium. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's where I want it. So, I'm just going to do this right from here. We're just going to push that color right there. There. Push. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's kind of an abrupt stop there, though. Shit. Gravity. Now I'm overworking it. Son of a bitch. And hearing everybody stomping above me is kind of getting distracting. So I'm going to build this color up down this side. Kind of like that. A little bit of schmutz there. Yeah, there we go. Fire Jerky Tina. I see that would be tight. Captain Spasmo. Shocker, Chris goes too deep in front of live stream. What? Goes in too deep. I don't know what we're talking about now. Fire Drake. Little known fact, Barbarian nipples were not that sweaty. They were, however, both broad and pointy. Guys are being weird. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I just got to deepen up that color a little bit more on the other side of the blade. Just to match this side of the blade. Oh, that's not dry yet. Almost. Still see a little tiny spot. Okay. So we'll push it right there. It's a little bit heavy. Quickly feather that. Actually, yeah, maybe we'll push the color in towards the spine. Something like that. This is kind of a mess right here. That's okay. Once we throw in our mixture here, we should be okay. So, let's grab our Talisar blue again. Captain Spasmo, I have a chair I nicked from Oxford. What? We're just going to grab a bit of this. We're going to mix it. Yeah, we're going to mix it right into our snakebite leather. That's too much blue. Too much blue. Need a bit more of the snaky bitey of leathers. Actually, I think this is closer to what color I was looking for before. It doesn't quite have as much green cast, but then again, I could be wrong. Grab a bit more medium here. I should have this in a dropper bottle. This contrast medium definitely should go in a dropper bottle. Yeah, you know what? This is a bit closer to what I wanted before. I can still see a bit of yellow though, but let's see how she looks. Let's grab a mount. All right, so let's start pushing color. Yeah, there's still that slight green cast, but it's not quite as heavy duty as it was the first time around. And there's schmutz. It's from the way I was mixing the color. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to capture the angle in which I do these brush strokes. Trying to capture that horizon line look. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, because once we start pushing the deeper color in, then it should be fine. Grim sounds like a Florida man to territory there. Florida man steals chair from Oxford, caught by local police, or something like that. Yeah. There's a radio show that's local around here that is kind of guess if it was in Texas or Florida. Full of crazy crap, you know, people do. Let's push the color right here. Frick off with that. It's because I'm mixing the color inside where I previously laid color, and so it gets little goopies. So be mindful of that when you are playing with contrasts. Or any paint for that matter. It's any paint that will do that. Let's just draw that out just a bit. Push that towards the spine. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is a little bit deeper. And it's not quite as green cast as that side was. I think I'm okay with the difference. So we're going to go right here. Push that deeper cut that way. Start right here. Push this deeper color this way. Just like that. Yeah. I am mostly okay with all that. Try not to touch my model, but it's kind of unavoidable at this point. Push this deeper color this way. Oh, that wasn't dry. Shit. Creating all sorts of boo-boos now. Gotta stop meddling with it. Gotta let it dry. Yeah, it's giving me a deeper color. It's not pushing it quite as dark as I'd like. I'm gonna add just a hair more blue. Just another little nudge. Just a nudge. Yeah, it pushes it. I only added just a little bit of that blue. But damn. Grim, I forgot if you said before, but what edition of D&D with this model before? It's the latest, the current edition. Fire Drake 18, have to go. Take it easy. Later, duder. All right. Yeah. So this time now, we're going to push it. Oh, that's still not dry yet. I'm going to push this. Where am I here? Okay. Push this just right about here. There's a lot more blue cast coming on, but that is okay. Yeah, you can see now we're getting somewhere kind of like what we did there. Yeah. So I wasn't terribly excited about all that blue earlier, but it seems like to maintain consistency, I have to have that amount of blue in it. But that's okay, because down here in this portion of the blade, I'm not entirely happy with how this is all going. So this allows me to hide some of my boo-boos. Deepen that up. Yeah. Just for consistency's sake. That's feeling more like what we did before. Let's grab a little bit more. I should thin this down with a bit with water. Let's do a full push on this whole facet right here. Let's just start right here. We're just going to tint the entire thing. Whoops. It's a little too much. Too much water. So we'll just feather it right out of there. Oh shit, I created a goddamn mark right there. But yeah, just throws a little bit more green cast into there, just kind of maintaining consistency with what we did there. A little bit of green cast going on, but yeah. So grab a little more here. We'll do the same thing on this side of the blade. Yeah. Just a little bit of that green cast in there. Like so. Yeah, that feels a little bit more like the other side. So I'm okay with that. Eldari Lamborghini. I have been lurking this entire time. Muhaha. It was me the entire time. I forgot about the handle of the sword. Or his belt knife here. So let's throw a little bit of color on there just to, even this up. Oh, shit. Hit that. So let's go. Let's grab a little more color there. It's coming out this side over here. Yeah, something like that. Just, for consistency's sake. Here. Yeah. I am mostly okay with this. Yeah. I'm not going to work that handle too hard. I'm just more concerned with this blade. Grab a little more of the color. Let's start down here. Let's try and get this angle properly. Trying to stay in frame here. Yeah. Yep. Just trying to maintain consistency here as I work our way across the model. Try not to overwork the color. Let that dry. We'll come back at it again. I almost want to push some kind of long shadows along that edge. Just kind of, create some interesting looks on it. Captain Spasmo, have you named the sword of boo-boos or goopies? No, I have not named the sword. Eldari. There is a friendly name I haven't seen in a while. Old man Logan, not much. Day off of school today. What about you? Oh, old man was saying hi to Eldari. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for some pretty abrupt kind of shading points here. I'm not happy with how this is looking right here. I think I'm going to push that shadow a little further down here. Kind of like this. And push this transition, this shadow line right up to the fuller. Something like that. Yeah. Actually, I'm okay with all that. Let's come back to this leading edge. There we go. Come back here. Okay. Try and feather that out a bit. Nope, wasn't fast enough. Bit of water. Let's push the shadow right here. Let's build that up. Push that right across. There we go. It's kind of looking like a bit of a mess here, but I think once we throw in some highlights, we can finish that off properly. I'm thinking. All right. So now that we have that really strong green cast in there again, we're going to come in with the wildwood. Being in a bit of a hobby flux. What's a hobby flux? I don't know what hobby flux is. Is that like a flux capacitor? Grab a little bit of this wildwood. We're going to add it right into the previous mixture like we did before. Yeah. Oh, maybe funk is a better way of putting it? Oh, okay. Just haven't been feeling it lately, man. It happens. The wildwood is definitely the way to go for getting a nice deep dark tone. But yeah, at an arm's length, it's a similar vibe. Not happy with how that looks there. So We are going to use some ceramite white, some contrast medium. We're going to do a couple thin glazes of white. But I'm pretty much done with that sword. I just got to clean up a couple points, push the color, and if, you know, have to, then yeah. Captain Spasmo, only one way to get over it is jump right in balls first. Okay. You mean like getting back into the whole hobbiness of everything? As I'm sure you know, talking about painter burnout recently. Let's find a clean spot right there. Grab a fairly generous amount of medium. That should be okay. Mix that in. And scrap just a dampness of the brush. Yeah, that should be fine. That looks about the right consistency. So now it's just really this back portion of the blade. It's kind of annoying me. There's just too much darkness right here. So let's push that color. Yeah. And then inside here, I just want to push it just a little bit more. Just like that. Trying to keep this angle here. Just like that. And the upper portion of the blade. Let's try and build this up just a bit more here. Let's try and keep this angle. Something like that, right? Something like that-ish. You gotta quit messing with that. At some point, you just kind of gotta stop, and you're like, "Oh my god, what am I doing?" Yeah, see, I lost all those transitions I had going on that blade there. I'm gonna have to come back in. So push that too far. Yeah, it's too. The shadow comes too far down this way. So for the moment here, I'm just going to build up Actually, it's kind of an interesting kind of look. Just kind of creating these little light streaks in the surface. Like that. You know, I might run with that for a moment until I hate it. I'm just going to do the tip of the blade here. I kind of like the little streakiness. See how I'm laying it on that white? Kind of gives the blade kind of that, you know, rougher edged kind of look. It kind of balances out a bit of the loss of color transition, but I still got to build it back in. But it might be kind of fun. Just throw a couple light layers onto that. Yeah, see, like I need more. See, it's got to be brighter down here, but I need some highlights running this way, right? So I'm gonna push the color. I'm gonna knock this all the way back here, like so. And I'm gonna push this just like this here. It's interesting. Creating this little kind of effect on the blade. See how that looks? It's kind of interesting. I don't know if I do it all the time, but... See, I think what's throwing me off too is that, see, like this portion of the blade here, there's like this little triangular shape in the face of the blade. Where is there? Oh, it's on this side of the blade. Yeah. So I want to lighten that little triangular shape up right there. Might have to be deliberate about this. Just like that. If I'm going really quiet, it's because I'm concentrating, people. We're going to finish that right there. We're going to run this just like that. I'm going to do that edge highlight right now just because I'm already here. The color really thinned out. Just like that. Just like that. Because then I'm going to come in with a thinned out snakebite and Talisar blue glaze. I'm going to thin that out a bit. And then just create another little tint across that because we have the dark points. So, yeah. Let's do the other side of the blade. Yeah, let's just do this side here. Yeah, there we go. So now we have the blade edged on both sides. And since we're edging, we might as well do this side too. eyes will complete the look here. Sometimes when you're working in really thinned out glazes, I don't know if you can see it. See how on the tip of the brush here, there's a little bit of a bright point? It's a little wheel nut that gathers on the end of the brush just because the paint dries out and everything like that. So you just kind of just gently pluck it off. Okay, that should not be too much. All right, let's edge this side then. Very, very lightly. Just like that. See that very subtle edge? That's all we're looking for. That is it. I mean, we could throw in like a wicked, bright highlight running through, kind of like, little, oops, shit, I hit the mic, sorry. Actually, I do have to hold it funny. You might not be able to see this very well, but I got to do it because I got to catch this edge. Got to catch them all. There. So now the sword is edged. Probably should do this, the fuller. Captain Spasmo, but I like chewing the dried paint off my brushes. Should never, ever, ever do that. I know you're joking, but don't do that. All right. So let's do that central edge highlight. Right about there. Quick little central highlight running through the center of the blade. Just like that. Something fun, right? You'll come back to this side and say, oh my God. Completely different style though, because I used brush strokes there to create that effect, but you know what? Maybe I'll do it on the upper and lower portions. Screw it. Let's do it. No balls. Actually, let's thin the color down just a bit. Yeah. We'll do it just a little bit here. We'll fill in this part right here. Just like so. We'll just create these little ticks. Just like so. Just want to strengthen that up, that little highlighted center. Look at that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. Just a little streaky, light streakiness. So we'll do it at the tip of the blade. I'm gonna turn it around. Just the way I run my brush strokes. Sorry if I hit the mic here. Actually, you guys might not be able to see this very well, but I'm doing it on the tip. No, which way am I going here? Yeah, it's going this way. Shit. hands are shaking a little bit now, but I kind of like that little streakiness to it. It almost looks like as if I had wet blended it, which is kind of funny. It almost has that same appearance. I'll show you guys right there. It's what it almost looks like, eh? And then this side is like, oh my lord. It's just a little bit more abrupt on this side. I gotta get just a little bit more of that snakebite leather mixture, I think, reglazed into some of those areas there. Captain Spasmo, will we get updates on the adventure of Nippy the Barbarian? Yeah. We're going to be doing it on Ash's channel. So if you follow Ash, you'll get to see the campaign as it unfolds. What was I doing? Shit, I don't remember. Oh, snakebite leather. That's right. We're going to grab some snakebite leather. And we are going to grab just a little bit of Talisar blue. We just want to shift it just a bit. And then create a really thin glaze of this. And then we're just going to apply it. And we're just going to just push some of that color back in. Because on the other side of the blade, we lost a lot of the color. Whereas on this side, like, I'm much happier with those tones there. And so, yeah, on this side, I'm not quite as happy with those tones. It just goes like light and dark. So I want some more of those browns and the slight green cast in there. So I'm going to find a clean spot on my palette here. I'm going to grab, let's just grab a full dollop of snakebite. Yeah, let's grab a full load like that. We're going to grab just grab the medium first, and then with my other brush, I'll grab the blue and I'll blend it in. So we're going to grab a nice generous amount of medium, like one more. Yeah, because I want to thin this down quite a bit. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to think about how I'm moving my brushes here. Grab a little bit of the blue, just to throw that little slight cast in there. Like, that's all of the blue I used, whereas I used my other brush to grab more blue. And mix it right in. Yeah, it's still pretty heavy, but it is pretty close to what I'm looking for. It doesn't take much of that blue to change that look. All right, so very carefully here, I'm going to grab a little bit of water just to thin it out, just a hair, and we're just going to grab just a little bit, and we're just going to tint that surface. That's all we're looking to do, is just tint the surface. So basically we're just going to go like this and retint that, just like that. You see how we brought some of that color back in? So here, I'm going to do it just on the bottom portion of the blade. Kind of right in here. Yeah. Like so. And retint that. Yeah. There we go. See? Pretty as a picture. Yeah, that's a lot better. I'm happier with that now. So we're pushing the color this way. So let's go something like this. Yeah, a little bit there. Actually, let's push a little bit more of this color here. Like that. And that feels a little bit closer to that. Got a really strong shadow on that edge there, but yeah, this side. I don't know which side looks better. You tell me. That side or that side? I'm actually kind of leaning towards this side now. Oh man. Anyway. Oh, we're just going to put another layer in here. We're just going to deepen it up some more. Just a little bit. Just like that. Yeah, you know what? I'm mostly okay with all that. Sorry, I was just kind of comparing it. Yeah, now this shadow feels very, very heavy on the blade. Captain Spasmo. Oh, the sword of blending works. The sword of blending. Yeah, I'm mostly okay with that. Actually, maybe might want to hit with that a little bit of more snake bite. I don't know. But the transition through the center of the blade there feels a lot better now. The tip is fine. Probably come in with a bit more white, I suppose. Do I have any white left? No, I don't. So, let's grab just a little bit of the white, and we'll do that edge. White. Grab a little bit of our contrast medium. Why I'm using contrast with the ceramite white, it's just for flow. That's all. I could just as easily use Lamian, but I'm having fun, and I'm liking how the paint flows. That's really about it. Yeah, I gotta push that highlight right there. Rebuild the center of the sword. It loses a little bit right here. Yeah. And also that central highlight on this edge. Yep. Let's do that edge too. Yep. Yeah. I am okay with that. Now this side of the blade feels a little too heavy. Oh, you know what it is? I know what I can do. Okay. Let's do this. You know what I can do? Right here. I can build that highlight back up from the sword. That's why it feels so damn dark right here. It's because it's not very bright closest to the handle. So, we'll just use our little cross hatching and just start. Well, that's not cross hatching, sorry, but just a little bit of lines. Yeah. We're kind of glazing this in. Yeah. And that knocks it right back. Look at that. There, that doesn't feel quite as wonky now, does it? It's wonky, but not quite as wonky. Yep. Lost this edge highlight here when I put that glaze back on top. Put that edge back on there. Just like so. Just like so. Oops. There we go. Yeah, that's a bit better. And in fact, if I wanted to push a little bit of that color back into that point right on this side of the blade, yeah, you know what, we will. We'll use a little bit of that color and push that back in. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do the handle. I forgot to throw a little bit of white on the handle just for, for highlighting. So just really quickly here, just go pooks, pooks, pooks. Just like so. Actually, you know what? We'll throw it on the skull too because it's just a little bit of white. Just like that. Yeah. There we go. Just that. There we go. That's all we're looking for. And yeah, I was going to use just a bit of that mixture just to retint that surface there. Just looking for a bit of the tint. So we're just going to knock this right here, right in, just like that. Bang. That looks pretty darn cool, doesn't it? It's the browns and greens. And honestly, this is actually feeling pretty close to what I was wanting. I actually wanted just a little bit more browns in there, but I'm okay because there's still that separation in there. Have I gone outside of my intended, monochromatic type of scheme? I don't know. You be the judge. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with where that sword is at. We've spent, how long do we spend on this? About almost hour and a half? Hour and a half on just a frickin' sword. An hour and a half on a sword. Can we believe ourselves? All right. So that was the handle, the sword. I'm pretty sure that's everything where I want all that, which is just leaves, I said earlier in the beginning of the video, we were going to work on the face, right? Greenleaf terrain. Chris, god damn you. You look good today. Got me all hot and heavy over here. Okay. Right. Let's grab pallid witch flesh. I think that's all we need. Yeah, pallid witch flesh, because I already got the white. Oh, I need some white scar. Grab the white scar. White scar. We're going to do the eyeballs. And I'm going to need the flesh tone, though, because I'm going to do the eyes, and then I'm going to do the eyelids. So, what did I do the skin in? Kislev. Right? Is that what I did? That's Kislev. That's Kislev. So, yeah, we're going to grab some Kislev, we're going to grab some white scar, and we're going to grab some pallid witch flesh for witching. All right. So let's do his eyeballs first. So we're gonna grab the white first. Or I'll do his little eyeballs, and then we'll hit it with Kislev. Boop, 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 boop. Not using ceramite white for this because it's not really necessary. Often because the white scar is just got a little bit less body to it. Just the dampness of the brush. All right. Clean that up in a sec. There's one eyeball. Turn this way. Make sure I can see what the frick I'm doing here. Yeah, it's a little too much, but it's okay because we're going to do the pupils, and then we're going to push that back a bit. Yeah. He looks kind of evil. Evil. Anyway. And for the eyes, I guess we can do brown. Or we could do some, oh, you know what? Let's use that sword color that we used. Let's use that dark snakebite leather with Talisar blue. Yeah, let's use some of that contrast color. And we'll do the eyes. Just like so. Yeah, that's fun. He's almost got green eyes. It's not quite as strong as I'd like, but when you look at it, it almost looks like there's shadows and highlights, which is kind of crazy. Let's do this other eye. Just like so. Yeah. Oh, he's angry. I'm gonna do another layer of it, just because it's not quite as strong as I'd like. But yeah. So I'm just gonna do this just at my own comfort here, just because I don't want to mess this up. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Let's do this eye. It's Arnold. All right. So let's grab the Kislev, and we're just going to do just a bit of the underlid, his eyelid, and his upper eyelid if necessary. There's quite a bit of contrast or shadow there, so I don't think so. And I think I hit on the one eye, I went outside the eye a bit. So we're just going to come in, we're just going to clean it up a little bit. Don't think we need too much, so I'm just going to grab it right from the pot here. Find a spot on my palette just to thin this out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And yeah. So yeah, we're just going to apply this right under the eyelid. So maybe over the eye too. It's a little too much white. Yeah. There we go. I don't know if the camera sees it very well, but the eye looks a little bit more natural now. Grab a little bit of Kislev. Draw that moisture out so we don't really need it in there. Alright, you might not be able to see what I'm doing this time, but I'm just doing the same thing on the other eye. Yeah, right around there. Perfect. Do his upper eyelid. Believe it or not, he sculpted this way with these eyelids like this. Clean up that nose a bit. That upper lip. Get that chin. There we go. Sorry, I started laying more highlights around his face. Just kind of building his face up a bit. Wasn't entirely happy with how it all looked. That nostril on his nose. There. Face is kind of fun, eh? So, we grabbed a bit of the pallid witch flesh, because we're going to do some fine highlights here. Captain Spasmo, do the adventure in your best 80s Arnie. Just talk like Arnie. Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? Greenleaf terrain. Going to a 1,500 point tournament at the bunker on the 22nd. Magdan, putting it on. Cool. Good luck. Oh, shit, yeah. You want to know about the damn Black Knight tournament. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you right away. I don't think I'll be able to do it. So, you might have to go alone. Let's grab a little bit of pallid witch flesh. Slappez-vous into the palette. We're going to use a little bit of Lamy in medium to thin this down. Basically what we're going to do is we're just going to create a little bit of fine-tuned glazing here. I'm just going to create some fine highlights on the face. I just want to bring some more prominence to his face. That's the whole point of this. All right. That's probably too much paint. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to catch his eyebrows, his nose, and his jaw a bit more. We're just going to use some fine. I've thinned this down so it's kind of like a thin glaze. And so, yeah. That's all we're going to do is we're just going to put some final little highlights on his face. Just the tiniest of highlights. Just the tiniest. Let's get his chin. Like that. Get the nose. The nostrils. Pick those out. Cheekbone. Just a tiny little highlight on the cheek. So, eyebrow here, eyebrow here. Let's do his lip. I kind of feel like we should do his teeth too. Like his mouth's kind of open. I'm going to do just a little bit of highlight on his bottom lip. You know what? I could probably just use pallid witch flesh for his teeth as well. I mean, I could go with Screaming Skull, but I don't think it really matters that much. Or you know what? Maybe I should do darker color first, and then, like with tiny little dots, pick out his teeth. I don't know. Yeah. So this bottom lip here. And his nose. Now, next, to finish off the face, what time are we at here? 2 hours. Holy carmoly, we're just about done. We're seconds away from being done. I'm gonna grab some. Nope, not that. Vulpus pink. I'm gonna use some Vulpus pink. I'm gonna thin it down ever so slightly, and I'm gonna do just his bottom lip, and I might do a bit of his nose and maybe his cheeks. Just throw just a bit of rosiness, kind of, because he's got this kind of kind of look on his face, and you're typically kind of reddish and flushed in the face, right? Captain Spasmo, that model was not sculpted. It was hewn for the very finest of Barbarian granite. Okay. So I'm going to take a little bit of this contrast here. I'm going to put a little bit onto my palette and thin it down with just the dampness of the brush. I've got to find a spot here. That's a little too much. That's okay. Pull all that color out. Make sure there's no wheel nuts on my brush. And yeah, all we're looking for is just a bit of a tinting. Yeah, just that right there. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna just do just a bit of his lower lip. Right? We in frame here? Yeah. Do just his lower lip, just like so. And then we're gonna do just a bit of his cheeks here. Like so. It's a little too much, I think. Yeah, it's too much. Gotta get that out of there. There we go. Yeah. So, grab just that. I'm going to come in and grab just a little bit for his nose here. Just a little bit on the nose. Just like so. Just thin that down. Apply it over the nose. Yeah. Man, you can apply this pretty much to his entire face. It's a very, very light tinting. Oh, schmutz. Schmutz. There we go. And with that, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think a little bit more on the lip, eh? Just a bit more. Just a bit more color. Let's grab just a little bit here. I don't want to go too much because I don't want it to look like he's got, frickin' lipstick on or something. I'll try and do it on the inside of the lip. Yeah, right there. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Like that. And that's it. I think we're done. Other than the base, of course. Right? We're done? And no, I'm not painting those frickin' nipples, so don't ask. Just don't frickin' ask. Alrighty, kids. I think we're done. We're done. Lippy the Barbarian would not be a good look. No, I'm happy with that. It's just a slight tinting on his lip. Just a little bit. There's a little bit in his cheeks. And on his nose a bit. Just to give him a little bit more of, fleshier tone. You could even just hit like the whole model, and just kind of, play with a bit. But yeah. But anyway, that's his face. That's his sword. And with that, I think this guy's done. I just got to do his base. But like I said, I think I'm just going to attach him to a pre-made base. Grim. Neat. Yeah, thank you. But yeah. So I think he's going to be done. So I don't think you guys will see him. Well, you might see him. I might spam him on social medias, Instagram, shit like that. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think this was fun? Do you guys enjoy this video series? Let me click this one here. Yeah. So, yeah, I had a bit of fun with this. It was kind of fun spending an unnecessary amount of time on an old model like this, but what are you gonna do, right? So now, yeah, Grim, it was indeed enjoyable. Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So the next videos, next getting project done. I think I'm gonna have to finish off the corpse grinders, or I might actually get started on the Gundam. Because the Gundam is in need of some love. And yeah, he's been sitting over my shoulder and I can feel him looking at me and, judging me. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to have to get started on the Gundam. Yeah, that might be what we work on next. What was the other thing I had in mind? I've got a whole bunch of projects that I have to get done. So, feel free to suggest something. If like I've other backlog of, projects I've got to get done. But anyway, I'm going to be doing these. I think I'm going to stick with Fridays at noon for the time being. So feel free to join me over on Twitch if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, because I've been posting this like many, many days afterwards. So if you guys enjoyed this, let me know down below or in the chat, or send me an email, Chris@WayTheBrush, or I don't know, do like a Batman signal, but like a monkey, like the little monkey logo right there. Send that in the sky. And I'll appear. I will appear. If you can produce that little guy as a signal in the sky, I will appear. Captain Spasmo, I have never enjoyed myself so much staring at man's nipples. And there it is. That's it. I think we can end it on that note right there. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Join me Fridays on Twitch live. And if you're watching this after the fact, then, you know, this is when I'm posting it, or when I'm creating this video. Is I'm doing it live on Twitch at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, GMT -5 Fridays. I think we're gonna try and keep this going. So let me know down below. Should I be working on the Gundam? I think I should be working on my Gundam, or because I think on the Corpse Grinders I'm gonna finish this week. I'll probably finish that off camera because it's like a tutorial I want to do, another tutorial involving them. So. What else? I've got like a whole bunch of projects to do. Maybe I'll just sit down and do an assembly. Who knows? Because I still got Deepkin to finish assembling. All sorts of projects on the go. Let me know down below, or over here, or over there. Maybe it's up there. I don't know where the chat is for you. Okay, I'm done. I've got nothing else. I've got nothing left to say. I already muted the mic. Frick. I'm an idiot. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.